instead of like looking at my childhood or pointing fingers at other people, it was the first time where I was like, wow, I need to fix this. Like no one's coming to save me. Having this realization of like, you have to save yourself was life-changing for me.
Welcome to the Empower Podcast, where wellness meets real life and empowerment becomes your way of being. I'm your host, Sam. Today's guest is someone who has truly been a North Star for me in this space. Llewellyn is the definition of self-transformation, from hitting rock bottom in college to building a global wellness community, founding Bloom, and now stepping into motherhood with intention and grace. You guys, this conversation is full circle, raw, real, and deeply inspiring. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, so this episode contains discussions about self-harm, and some of the content may be distressing or triggering. So please take care of yourself while listening, and if you are struggling, consider stepping away or reaching out for support.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I feel like this is such a full circle moment. I know I mentioned this to you earlier, but you truly have been such an inspiration. Honestly, one of the reasons why I started my own podcast, because I saw you just blossom in this industry. And I feel like you helped give me the confidence to know that I could do that myself too. And so many other women with so many different business endeavors. So I just feel so honored. And now to be part of the Pursuit Network.
Crazy. I mean, you are so deserving of it. And I think podcasting as a platform is amazing because it gives room for context and nuance, and we can learn more. And you're just such a intelligent, amazing person. And I think you deserve a platform. So I'm so excited.
Well, thank you. How's the network going?
It's going great. I mean, we have amazing talent coming from the person that was the talent, but I also have my own business. I was with a network previously and I just sort of noticed, I don't know, I felt like things could be a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I just had this vision of it being different. And I think networks should be intimate. You should know who you're working with, be able to support them. And a lot of these networks are really big. There's tons of talent. The team is stretched really thin. And just coming into it from that perspective and wanting to have more support and be more, just learn more about the industry. It's really exciting to do it with that perspective. And then also team up with Michaela, who's been in the industry for a really long time. And I'm really passionate about meeting other creators. And I mean, having a platform and starting my own company literally changed my life. So being involved somehow and helping someone else do that brings me a lot of joy. And I think same for Greg. Greg's been involved with Pursuit Network behind the scenes, and he's just really amped to help people basically replicate what I did and what a lot of people are doing online. I mean, it's really cool to see women kind of dominate the space.
Completely agree. And that's what I like. I mean, I guess Greg is behind the scenes, but I do love the fact that the entire Pursuit team is all female, just boss babes.
Hell yeah. Love it.
No, it's super empowering.
The Bloom team is 95% women as well. And
really?
Yes. And to me, I'm that's how it should be, because if you're selling products to women, the people behind the scenes working on the campaigns and the labels and the flavors, they should be women too.
Exactly.
We're the ones buying it.
That's such a good point, because don't they say 80% of supplements and all the things in the household are bought by women?
Yes.
So it's that only makes sense.
And so many of these companies, and no shade to men, we're not.
We love men.
We love you. We love you. You have a purpose. But a lot of these companies are kind of owned by conglomerates, men in suits behind the scenes who are not there's no personal connection to it. And with Bloom is my child,
Oh, and what you've built is just incredible. I was just drinking an energy drink, which is giving me the energy for this interview. No, but for real, what you have built over the last few years is just incredible. And I want to touch on the past few years specifically, for maybe listeners that don't know your entire story, because you've done so much within such a short amount of time in the grand scheme of things. So if you had to look at the past several years, since you've been on social media, and you're looking at it from a viewpoint of a chapter book, and each little time of life, those periods of big events were a little chapter, what would you title those, and kind of give us an overview of what they entail?
Oh my God. That's crazy that you say that because I have always had a dream of writing a book. It's just like a big goal of mine.
Really?
Yes. And
here we are. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started on the outline. Let's start thinking about it. I think the reason, and I'll try to think of chapter names as I go.
Or it could just be like social media. Like it doesn't have to be anything crazy.
Okay.
But like little synopsis titles.
I think the reason I've done a lot at a young age is because and this, not to make it dark, but I kind of hit rock bottom pretty young, if that makes sense. Like I had my childhood was a bit tumultuous. Maybe that could be the title of the chapter, tumultuous. I love that word. My parents did their best. I moved around a lot. Like I was born in the UK, lived in Switzerland for 3 years, back to the UK, then to America when I was 10, which was like a big shift. My dad works for the United Nations, so that was why. Just a lot of adjusting constantly. And I would say within my household, it was very... I've actually heard you talk about like arguing in front of kids.
Oh, can you resonate with that?
Well, my parents argued in front of me constantly.
See, I was the opposite.
Yeah, I heard you say that. And not in a way where it was beneficial. Like it was really... We were hearing things we shouldn't have heard. And it was very explosive. And I never learned how to manage my own emotions because of that. So when they finally got divorced, I just had a lot of anger. And
how old were you?
17.
Okay.
I just had a lot of anger. And the way that I handled it was like fully rebelling. I was like, okay, I'm going to go out and drink. I'm going to go crazy. I'm not going to tell you when I'm coming home, like that type of thing. And I took that to college. And when I went to college, I had this mindset of, I'm going to have the time of my life and meet so many people and kind of build a new identity. Because when I was in high school, I was really shy and like closed off, I think because I was just confused and didn't have confidence, you know?
Right. As many high schoolers in that sense, but it's like in your situation, it's probably felt even more heavy.
Like I didn't know who I was. Like it was really confusing. And when I went to college, I was like, I'm going to figure out who I am. I'm going to meet all these people. So I always, and this could be the chapter title, the best time of my life, but the worst time. And I said yes to everything. I was at every social event. I joined a sorority, going out 4 nights a week. Like people would come to me and ask where we would go. It's so funny to talk about this now because I'm literally like...
That's so funny because I can picture like you're just bubbly and great personality so I can see you do, but like not at the same time.
No, I was wild.
Funny.
I was like on the table, dancing
Stop.
upside down.
Did you dance on bars?
Fully. Like, yes, yes. I loved it. Like I lived for it. And I think it was like helping me get some energy out because I didn't know about working out yet. And I didn't know about like taking care of myself. So I was like drinking, blacking out, going to a million parties. Like, you know, a lot of us were doing that in college.
I feel you. Same over here.
Right. Like it's kind of crazy that that's the culture.
It like gives me like the chills in a bad way looking back and be like, how did I do that?
No,
like,
I know. I don't know how I made it out alive actually.
Right.
Like it's really frightening.
Very scary.
But for me, it went from being fun and like every other college kid to this is getting a bit scary. And I think I first realized that. I think I was a sophomore in college and I had my first self-harming episode. So I used to, I mean, trigger warning, but I used to cut my arm. And it was like this really weird out of body experience because I think I always knew I was having like emotional struggles. But I didn't know why. And I was like, why do I feel this like empty hole? Like it felt like a pain that I had that I couldn't fill. And when I drank, it went away. But then when I woke up, it was back. When I self-harmed, it went away, which sounds conflicting.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like the first time that you did self-harm, was there a moment that led you there to explore that?
I actually don't remember because I was drunk, but like it was always when I was drinking and like maybe I had like a phone call with a parent or like an argument. It could have been anything.
Something that like, sparked emotion.
Yes.
And like your way of dealing with it.
Being alone was like a really hard thing for me back then. Like I just was very reliant on always being around other people, being at parties. Like I had to be in a distracting situation. Like when I was alone with my own thoughts was when I really like lost it. So I was actually starting to see Greg at the time. And he was obviously really concerned. And he was like, I think you should go to a psychologist. We got to figure this out. So I went to a psychologist and she diagnosed me with borderline personality disorder and immediately put me on antidepressants, anti-anxiety, like tons of pills at the same time. And it fully numbed me out, like no sense of reality at all. Still drinking heavily, which is so concerning.
Right, especially mixing that with the medication.
Crazy. So it was just a dark time. And it's so interesting because I literally had therapy yesterday and I said to her, I was like, did I even have BPD? And she was like, I don't know that you did.
You think they misdiagnosed you?
I think I just had trauma. When you put alcohol in the mix, it's really difficult to tell what's actually going on. And when you're not eating well, like I wasn't eating nutritious foods. I was having like one Subway sandwich a day and taking Adderall and whatever. It's crazy to think about because now I'm so cognizant of those things. But I think I just didn't know how to deal with my emotions. And I was just doing everything I could to fill that hole. So that chapter was really dark, as you can tell. And I ended up having to drop out of school. I was like a semester away from graduating and I dropped out because I was failing every class, couldn't get out of bed, had gained a ton of weight at that point. Just lost, like truly.
So that was rock bottom.
Yeah. Like I had no friends. I wasn't speaking to Greg anymore. Like I had just fully isolated myself. The self-harm was like out of control. I mean, I genuinely feel lucky that I got out of that situation. I moved back home with my dad at that time. And for me, that was like the biggest failure ever. I was so embarrassed. I was like, how could I let myself get to this point?
Were your parents encouraging, like welcoming to you coming back? How did they feel about where you were at?
I don't think they knew the extent. My dad definitely was worried. And I remember him taking me to like holistic doctors. It's funny looking back because he gave me a book that was called Food is Medicine. And I was so annoyed at this. I was like, how could you possibly food would help me right now? Literally,
here we are.
Changed my life. But I was like, oh, Dad, you don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, how could you think food would help me? But he was really trying to be supportive. But at the end of the day, I needed to figure it out on my own.
On your own.
And it was a big reality check moment for me. I actually came off all the medication, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to like wean off of it.
Right. And I've been there. So you just were like, bye to all of it.
Cold turkey.
Wow.
Yeah.
How were you during that time? Because that's intense.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
I was like, that's a lot.
I'm so glad I did, honestly. And I'm not medically qualified and do not do this. But I cold turkey came off of it. I had some very weird behaviors during that time. Now that I've done research on it, I realize why. Never in my life had I ever shoplifted, ever. Randomly coming off of those medications, I started just like taking things.
Stop.
Weirdest thing that's ever happened to me until I got caught one day.
Oh no.
It was the craziest thing. And I don't even know why. There was no need for it.
Where were you?
Almost this impulsive feeling, like Nordstrom, like anywhere.
Yeah, just like a little guy here and there.
Yes. And I got caught. And it was this moment of like, what the frick am I doing? Like, actually, what's going on? And I now look back and I'm like, I was definitely withdrawing from these medications and having like weird impulsive.
I've heard your body can do really impulsive, bizarre acts.
So out of character for me.
Right.
I'm like such a, like I hate hurting people's feelings. I never want to do anything wrong. Like to shoplift is my worst nightmare. And I was just doing it. Like it's so weird to think about coming off of those meds. Once I had kind of really gone through the motions of like getting off of them, I had this moment of like, oh my God, like I got myself in this hole. Like I'm in a hole. I don't have a degree. I don't have a job. I'm overweight. I'm unhealthy. I don't have control of my emotions. Like this is my fault. And it was, instead of like looking at my childhood or pointing fingers at other people, it was the first time where I was like, wow, like I need to fix this. Like no one's coming to save me. Like that's my favorite, not quote, but like having this realization of like, you have to save yourself was life-changing for me. At the time, Greg and I were starting to talk again. And he was a very big inspiration for me because during college, when I was like lost, he would be at the gym twice a day, cooking chicken and rice all day, making his breakfast. Like
he was doing like bodybuilding. Was he doing the shows and everything at that point?
He had never done it. It's so weird. He never did a show.
Really?
No.
He's just like stage ready all day.
Stage ready all day, every day. No, I swear he came out of the womb like ready to be a bodybuilder.
So funny.
He's just been obsessed with bodybuilding since he was a little kid. Like Jay Cutler was his icon. Like that's just how he is. And I was so inspired because I'd never met someone who's so dedicated to something. And I called him one day and I was like, can you show me how to do this? Like, I actually really want to do it. He was like, yeah, I'll teach you how to weightlift. So he was still at school in Philly and I was in New York, and he would come back every weekend and take me to the gym. And I belonged to Planet Fitness. And he taught me how to leg press, bicep curl, squat, just like standard bodybuilding, you know, whatever, compound movements. And I became obsessed. I was like, oh, okay. I like this idea that I will look fit, not just skinny.
So it was like aesthetic driven at that point of life?
No, it wasn't actually. It was more like, first of all, mentally, after every workout, I felt so much better.
Yeah. And which was addicting, I'm sure.
Yes. And it's almost like, not to make it sound morbid, but like instead of self-harming or instead of drinking alcohol, working out is painful.
Yep.
But you're rewarded by endorphins and feeling strong. And I loved female bodybuilders. I was so inspired because I was like, what is a more telling way that you are a disciplined person than by having muscle? Because to have muscle as a woman is hard work.
Absolutely.
So I was really inspired by that. And I think more so than aesthetics, I was more motivated by the idea of changing like my identity, because I didn't have a lot of respect for myself. I was like, I want to have respect for myself. I want to prove to myself that I can show up and I can be a hard worker. Because at that point I was like, well, I give up on everything, you know? So I was like, if I can keep this promise, maybe I'll change, you know, who I am. So I was really motivated by like self-development more than anything. Became obsessed with working out, started learning about nutrition. And I would watch on YouTube like Buff Bunny.
Oh, I would spend hours on the Stairmaster and watch all of her videos.
Same.
This was probably around like 2017, 2018.
Oh, yeah.
Was this the same time?
Yes, that's
when
when
I was probably
like
working out at the same time, watching her videos at the same time.
That's so funny. I would do everything she did.
Literally same.
Like,
if she bought rice cakes, I would go buy rice cakes.
I have rice cakes in my bag. I still think they're great.
They're the best.
They're the best. But like, no, that is niche. Like, what do they call it? The pipeline of like a fitness journey.
Yes.
Like 2017, you're watching Buff Bunny.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Yeah, 1000%. Or I would listen to Lane Norton.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I would listen.
This is like bringing me back.
Yes. I would like take notes, and I was really serious. And if she ate a hard-boiled egg, I was eating a hard-boiled egg.
Oh, absolutely. All the tips and tricks they would offer. Yes. And then just like you felt connected to them just because it was so real life, like what they would film and put out there.
Yeah.
Okay, ladies, you know that hormones and hormone changes can be wild, whether it's postpartum, going through a stressful season, or just navigating the natural shifts that happen as we move through those different stages of life. Energy can dip, sleep gets thrown off, clothes can feel tighter due to ongoing stress and high cortisol, mood shifts. Listen, I have been there. You've been eating clean, working out consistently, doing all the right things you know you should do, and still feel like you're not at home in your body. That's exactly where Joy and Blokes came in for me. Guys, I was in the thick of it. After a year of not having my period, I got my period back, and thanks to Joy and Blokes, it gave me real validation that my body was healing and finally getting the support it needed. It all starts with lab work. I chose the comprehensive panel because I love having as much data as possible. And once your results come in, you meet with your provider to go over everything together. I love my clinician. She's kind, knowledgeable, and actually listens. No rushed appointments, no being dismissed. From there, you decide what the next best step is. Maybe it's one simple lifestyle shift, or maybe it's building a smart supplement pack based on exactly what your blood work shows you're missing. Either way, they meet you where you are, and the care is completely personalized. And the convenience, they've literally thought of everything everything, including the option to have someone come to your home to do your blood draw. That alone makes such a difference if you're juggling a million things like me. Once your plan is in place, everything is seamless. You're not hopping from site to site trying to figure out what supplements you need. Your custom smart supplement pack is built for you, delivered to your door, and your provider is just an email away if anything needs tweaking. If you haven't listened to my episode with Katie, one of the founders, give it a listen. It's one of the most downloaded episodes for a reason, because so many of us are craving that feeling of being in sync with our bodies again. And right now you can save 50% off all lab work and supplements with the code SAMCFITPOD. SAMCFITPOD. Just head to joyandblokes.com to get started. Test, don't guess. When your body's supported from the inside out, everything else starts to click and you deserve to feel like yourself again. You girls know how I'm always talking about taking care of your health from the inside out, whether it's working out, eating clean, or just managing stress. Well, here's the thing. If your cells are tired, you are going to feel tired. It does not matter how disciplined you are with workouts or nutrition. If your cells are not firing properly, your energy, recovery, and even how you age will take a hit. And with my background in the medical industry, I've truly always been fascinated by the science of how things really work in the body. And when I came across Timeline's Longevity MitoPure gummies, I knew I had to give them a try. These are not just another supplement. These are the first ever gummies powered by MitoPure, which is the only clinically proven form of urolithin A. And what that means in plain English is they actually improve strength, endurance, and healthy aging starting at the cellular level. I've been taking them for the past 6 months, and honestly, what I've noticed most is the steady, sustained energy. I'm not crashing in the middle of the day like I used to. My workouts feel stronger, I'm recovering faster, and I just feel more like myself. And I have to say, the gummies taste amazing. They're vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, which is really important to me, and it's just such a nice change from swallowing another pill. It actually feels like a little treat with real benefits, and I can feel my energy, my training, and even my daily focus dialed in. So if you want to feel stronger, more energized, and really support your body as you age, this is one of the most powerful things you can do. My friends at Timeline are giving my listeners 20% off. So head to timeline.com/CMCFit to get started. That's timeline.com/CMCFit. Trust me, your cells will thank you later.
And MyFitnessPal, I literally plugged.
Yes.
That taught me how to eat food.
Such a great tool.
Yes, it is. Like, yes, it can get to a place where maybe it's toxic and we should let it go. But for someone who had zero knowledge of nutrition.
And you're trying to learn about it?
Yes.
So you started implementing the MyFitnessPal at that time too?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't know what a macro was.
Wow.
I didn't know what a carb or a fat or a protein was. And I started plugging things in. And I was like, oh, okay, I see how this works. And, you know, you kind of go from like copying your favorite influencer to like, well, maybe that isn't perfect for me. I'll tweak it.
You tweak it here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then you end up with your perfect diet. So I was very passionate about the food side of it. And I would be going to Planet Fitness. I ended up losing 90 pounds within a year.
I mean, that deserves a moment of its own, because it's like, that's an amazing transformation.
Crazy. I know. I look back and I'm like, that's insane. But you have to also think about the fact that I wasn't going to school. Like, this was really my only focus.
It was your job.
I did end up getting a job at Orange Theory Fitness. Didn't do the workouts. No shade to the workouts. I just,
it's not for you.
I was on my own journey. I was like, no, don't mess up with my plan. Like,
because you were like, it's working.
Yes.
So how many times a week were you going to the gym, and then were you like eating the same things every day? Like, what were you doing that was consistent during that year of transformation?
Gym 6 days a week.
Okay.
Maybe 7. Like, back then I was pretty intense. Now I literally work out like 4 days a week.
Right.
But like back then,
you figure it out.
I was so scared of slipping backwards that I was like, if I don't go one day, like, I remember showing up at Planet Fitness in the snow and they were like, we're closed, babe. And I was like, no,
I'll work outside. It's fine.
Yeah. Like, I need to come inside. I would have like a date night meal with Greg once a week.
Is that like your quote unquote cheat meal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Every day I was doing my macros, hitting like a good amount of protein. I like eggs and blueberries and oatmeal, and then
Whole foods.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I was big on that. I mean, I experimented, don't get me wrong, with like what was it? Bolt House dressing.
Oh yeah. Which that's still like, I see that on the shelf.
Yeah, there's things that like all the fitness girls were doing that I tried, never worked for me.
Yeah.
I always felt horrible when I ate that way. So whole foods, nutrient dense. I even tried keto for a while.
How did you respond to that? I'm interested.
Pretty well. Like, I think my motivation with keto was it's really good for your brain and your mood and
clarity.
Yes. And I felt very even the whole day. And I wasn't having like ups and downs, which was good if you are like struggling with emotional regulation. Yeah, you can lose weight keto, but you can lose weight just as fast not keto. So I think it's just like a preference. It was just one of those experimentational times for me. And I feel like now my diet kind of lands in like, I mean, pregnant is a completely different.
Yes, which I want to touch on that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. But like, I would say paleo is the best way to describe my diet.
Yeah.
Not that I really.
I'm very similar.
Yeah, I don't call it that.
Yeah.
But it just is that.
I really have a hard time with the labels.
I don't think they're necessary.
It just puts a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
On it all.
Yes. It's just whole foods.
Right. Yes.
It's rice.
And prioritizing protein and, nutrient dense foods.
1,000%. So it took me a while to like figure out the perfect diet for me. But anyway, that was the year of my weight loss journey. And then it became my career.
Maybe we could call that chapter the year of transformation.
That was the year of transformation. 1,000%. Changed my life.
So you lost your weight.
Yeah.
You're feeling good. You're feeling like behavioral wise, mental health wise in a much better spot.
Yeah.
You and Greg are back together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you come on social media.
Yeah.
And you post about your transformation.
Mm-hmm.
How did that change your life?
Yeah, I feel like that year I really discovered like who I am actually, which is funny to think about. Like I feel like I just was so lost. And then that year I was like, this is who I am. And I've figured out my full potential. I was very private on social media before. Like I had 900 followers. They were all my college friends. And I had this before and after photo I'd made. And I was like, oh, I really want to post it, but I'm nervous of what 900 people are going to think. And Greg was like, just do it. Like you should be proud. And I was like, ugh. So I put it up. And it was like the time of social media where things would organically kind of like get reposted places and go on meme pages. And that photo, for some reason, just really resonated with people, whether they like saw themselves in me or related in some way, I don't know. But I remember looking at my phone and it was like exploding. And I had never seen like people following me and liking and commenting. And I was like, what's going on? And I was getting tons of DMs from women who could relate. And they were like, well, what workout plan did you follow? What nutrition plan did you follow? They had all these questions. And I was individually answering every single person. And I think it must have been a couple months in, but I was like, I kind of want to like put this together in like a guide. So I went to Barnes & Noble and typed up my whole workout plan, like reps, sets, everything. And I was like, hey guys, I made a PDF guide. I'm going to sell it for $5 if you want to buy it. And people would message me their email and PayPal me $5 and I would email them my guide.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first business. So Greg did it with me.
Goodness.
Yeah. And
so was it a pretty big demand with that?
Yes. I mean, at first, obviously, we were just on the phone all day, like
refreshing, seeing
like,
how many.
Oh my God, we can be successful. Like we can do this. Like we were so excited. Eventually got a website and sold them that way. But the PDF guide, it was called Mari Fitness. LOL. Mari Fitness is the reason that Bloom exists, because we could have never have funded Bloom. Like we never raised money. We never got an investment, nothing. All the money we made selling PDF guides was what we used to create Bloom Nutrition.
That's amazing. A lot of people can't say that starting out like with a business. That's huge.
PDF, I still say to people who want to start a business, like do a PDF guide of
I'm
like
a huge believer of that.
Right, because there's no overhead. You don't have to have employees.
Or like subscription-based services.
Yes.
Where it's like, you update, put the work in, but then it's just on repeat.
It's your expertise.
Yes.
And it exists forever. People still use the PDF guides today.
Well, I mean, it worked for you. And that's amazing. I think there's such power behind social media to make such a positive impact. And like if you guys are listening and you're like, I wonder what that photo looks like, go look at that before and after, because I just feel like there's so much emotion behind it. And it just shows too that like you can do hard things in a healthy way.
Yeah.
And look at these results.
Yeah.
And I'm sure women were just like, I want all the details, which for you building your businesses, did that have like a domino effect, like the demand of what women wanted to have and learn from you to like create that inspiration to build out your brand even more?
Yes, it was definitely like a snowball effect.
Right.
And I think this is where I'm such a fan of community first before launching a brand. Because if you have a community who trusts you and you share information with them for free, like having a podcast, for example, or like just sharing your knowledge like I did it for free for a very long time before I even put out the guide. You've now developed a community who trusts you.
Yes.
They feel connected to you. They're watching you every day. I mean, I posted a lot of stories like all day. And once that happened and we were selling the guides and then I did a resistance band, they were really excited about everything. I mean, I still don't fully understand it and I'm so grateful, but they were very excited about everything I was doing. It was at, I think, 2018 that Greg was like, I think we should make a supplement company. And I was like, you're insane. That sounds really hard. I don't know how to do that. And he was like, well, we're going to figure it out. Because I would come home with all these supplements. Like he was like, let's formulate like a pre-workout that's more natural, less caffeine, like no beta alanine so you won't feel itchy. Basically a supplement for me. So we curated three pre-workout flavors. We worked with a manufacturer local to us so we could go visit, work with the food scientists, like tell them what we wanted. And I designed the labels. I'll show you the labels. They were insane.
Oh my gosh.
Not in a good way. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. But I was a design and merchandising major at Drexel.
Oh.
And I ended up going back and getting my degree. I didn't mention that. But I used my Photoshop skills and made labels, and then the manufacturer helped me with whatever. We did everything ourselves. I took the photos of the products for the website. We did customer service, like.
And you guys were everything. Like you didn't have any employees. It was just you two.
Literally
That's
just
a lot
us.
of work.
It was crazy. So we lived in Colorado at the time.
Okay.
Launched Bloom January of 2019. Products sold out, which was really exciting. Looking back, like it wasn't a ton of products compared to what we do now, but like it was so exciting. And everyone was really pumped about it.
And at this point, did you have a large Instagram, like social media platform following?
I think I must have had 800,000 at this point. And yeah, I was like vlogging every week on YouTube. This was my whole life. And Bloom was our whole life. Amazing. So when we launched, I think the first person we hired was customer service, because that is like the worst thing for a founder to be doing.
And I can only imagine too, like in the supplement space, like that has to be a lot.
A lot. Like
a lot of questions. People probably like
hundreds of emails a day. Like we would switch off answering these emails. And also when you're the founder, you take everything so personally.
Right.
You want someone who's like neutral.
Like looking for the best of like the consumer, but also neutral grounded.
Yes. But I'm so glad we had those experiences trying all the roles, because then when we got to the place of being able to hire people, we knew the skill sets that were needed. So yeah. And Greg and I have very different skills. Like I'm very creative. I love branding. I love community. He is obsessed with marketing. I mean, he's an amazing leader. He's the CEO now, and he leads a team of like 100+ people. And I could never. I'm way too empathetic and emotional, and I just can't deal with it.
It is interesting because I do think it takes specific skill sets for somebody in that role. Like
1000%.
Not everybody can do that.
He is like so strong in himself, and he doesn't get wavered by other people. I feel like I'm so wavered by people.
I'm the same way. You built Bloom, successful. You guys are boss, powerhouse, like just doing it all, running your social media. You're at a point where you're like, okay, I'm ready for a family. So what year were you like, let's start trying? And then talk to me about like that shift of energy. Like how did you balance that in the beginning?
Yeah.
What that looks like.
So I think I started to think about it like late 2022, early 23. But back then, I was telling you on our episode on my show, my life was very different. Like I was very, like I always say, like in my masculine era, I was so fight or flight, so involved with Bloom still, launching a podcast at Gold's Gym Venice every morning at 6 a.m., like doing crazy workouts. I was kind of at my like peak of achievement at that point, and I was very achievement focused, which is not a bad thing.
We didn't even touch on the podcast, because what year did you launch the podcast?
I think I launched 2023. When I do something, I'm like, I'm going to freaking go hard.
We're the same. Like you can't convince me otherwise. We're already there.
I'm either saying no or I'm going hard AF.
Yeah, we're the same.
Like I really don't know how to do the gray area, and I'm trying to work on that in pregnancy because I feel like it's hard to go hard AF when you're pregnant.
1000%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So back then I was like, oh, I'm gonna have the biggest podcast out. Like I'm gonna go crazy. So that was like my attitude with everything. And I would be running around LA all day from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then just really obsessed. And that was kind of a time where I struggled with, I was very achievement focused, and I'm so grateful that I had that season of my life because I would not be here right now. But I was maybe a little too obsessed with food, workout, very obsessed with my routine to the point where if anything changed, I would panic. So it was a very controlled time of my life. And that's like a weird time to try to get pregnant.
Yeah.
But I've known forever that being a mom is in my soul. Like I've just known. And I think I have this desire to sort of do things differently and kind of break some generational trauma that I've seen. And I've just done a lot of therapy now at this point, a lot of self-development, and I'm just passionate about taking that on. But I think I still wasn't 100% ready even when I thought that I was. So we were trying in 2023 and getting testing done, but I was pretty chill about it, honestly, like using natural cycles, which I thought was sort of the only thing I needed to rely on, which is not the case.
Yeah, not the case, right?
It's not like 100% accurate every time, even though natural cycles is great. You know, you really got to test to see if you're ovulating and whatever, do all the things.
All the tools.
I didn't really start freaking out about it till I was over a year into trying. So right around when I moved to Austin, my life shifted a lot. I decided, I want to focus on building a community. I didn't really have friends in LA. I was working so much. I didn't have time.
Sure.
So I came here. I wanted friends. I wanted to have a social life. I wanted to go out for dinner and like
relax a little bit.
Relax kind of, because I'd been going hard since 2017 at this point. So I was kind of like burnt.
Yeah.
And I was very intentional when I moved here to have more of a whole, full life. And I've definitely done that. But it was at this point where I was like, we're still not pregnant, like something's wrong. And I started going for testing, going to fertility places, doing saline tests. Everything was perfect. Nothing was wrong with Greg. Nothing was wrong with me. I knew I had PCOS sort of symptoms. Like people had said to me, maybe I had it, but I didn't know for sure. So I did 3 IUIs, which I forget what that stands for, but it's basically when they take the sperm, clean it, and help it get to the right place.
Okay.
Failed 3 times, didn't work. And at this point, I'm like I'm struggling. Like I'm having a hard time.
Over the last few years, if there's one thing I've learned, it's how important sleep has been for my recovery. Being a mom, running a marathon, competing in high rocks, and starting new businesses, it's just honestly a lot to juggle sometimes. And without good sleep, everything feels harder. And that's why I always say, if you're not sleeping well, none of the training, none of the nutrition or recovery you do really matters. Sleep is the foundation, and that's exactly why I've been so impressed with 8 Sleep. Their tech actually helps optimize your sleep so you wake up feeling recharged and ready to take on whatever's ahead, whether that's working out, business, or just everyday life. They just launched their newest product, the Pod 5, and honestly, you guys, this is next level sleep tech. It's a smart mattress cover that fits right on top of your mattress, and it automatically regulates body temperature throughout the night, separately for each side. Yes, you heard that right, which for Ian and me is an absolute game changer because he runs hot all the time and I'm always freezing. Now we both finally get our perfect sleep environment without fighting over the thermostat. And what I love most is that it's proven to give you up to an extra hour of quality sleep every night. And with kids, and my listeners who have kids, I know you appreciate that. Think about what an extra hour of deep restorative sleep could do for your focus, your recovery, your energy throughout the day. And personally, I noticed right away that I was waking up more clear-headed and my workouts felt better because I wasn't dragging. But the Pod 5 takes it even further. It now includes a blanket with the same cooling and heating technology, so your whole body stays at the right temperature. It even tracks your sleep and your heart rate variability, your breathing, all without wearing anything. And for my folks that snore, it can detect snoring and automatically adjust your position to reduce it. To me, this feels like having a sleep coach, a personal thermostat, and a health tracker all working for you while you can rest. And the science backs it up. People using the pod fall asleep 44% faster, get more deep sleep, and even report up to 34% more energy during the day. So if you're serious about recovery and performance, you guys have to try this. Head over to 8sleep.com/empower and use the code EMPOWER, EMPWR, to get $350 off your Pod 5 Ultra. You even get 30 days to try it risk-free, but honestly, once you guys feel the difference, you are not going back. Your body will thank you for this investment in better sleep.
So at this time, with such a large like social media presence behind you, of leading like health and wellness and fitness and being like, you know, an example of like optimal health, did you ever feel pressure inside
1000%.
of like, I'm doing all of these things, why am I not getting pregnant?
Yes. It was very, maybe this sounds bad, but it was like, why me? Like, it feels unfair, you know, like of everything I do to take care of myself, like, why is this happening to me? But I've always been a chronic oversharer, as you might be able to tell. And I was sharing.
I love it.
I was sharing everything on my podcast. Like, hey guys, I'm doing
all
IUI.
The updates.
Literally all the updates.
Did you feel anxiety having to come back and be like, not this month, not this month, not this month?
I was just in pain. And honestly, like I think sharing it actually makes me feel better because I would hear from other women going through it too. And honestly feel like, well, if I'm not getting pregnant, at least I'm making other people feel more seen and more heard, because why wouldn't I talk about
You're
this?
not alone.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Such a big community and it's not talked about enough. So it's like, I commend you so much and I have so much respect for you using your voice, because just that is support and acknowledgement to other women to know that they're not alone is huge.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It felt very like mission driven.
Right.
By the end of 2024, I decided to do IVF. And it wasn't even something I'd really planned for. I was just like, you know, I'm kind of killing myself mentally here. And it's starting to really drag me down. Like it's all I've thought about for the past 2 years. Like I can't keep going. And I decided to, it's funny you were talking about your doula and how she wasn't necessarily so friendly and fuzzy. Same with my IVF doctor.
Did you like that though?
Yes.
Me too.
He was very into the statistics and very smart.
To the point.
Yes, to the point. And I was like, yeah, I'm cool with this.
Yeah.
Like
it's a trusting feel. Like you're like, they know what they're doing.
It's a trusting feeling. And at this point, I'm like, just get me pregnant, please. Like, I'll do anything.
Do anything at this point.
So that was when I started my IVF journey in December of 2024. I think it took a total, I'm really bad at math, but I ended up getting pregnant March 20th. I mean, I could talk about IVF like for a whole episode.
For sure.
It was crazy. I would say I had a pretty good experience with it. It was hard.
And it wasn't like I saw that like your fertilization or retrieval, like something happened. Right?
The retrieval was not good for me.
Okay.
I had a bad reaction to the anesthesia. Something happened. I went home to recover. They got a ton of eggs. Great. Went home. I stood up to get something and Greg said he just heard me hit the ground and came out and I was like face down.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. So I just passed out. I guess it's called vasal nerve something, vagal. And that like disrupted my ovaries and they leaked fluid throughout my body. So I couldn't lay flat. Like I couldn't go to bed at night because it would go up my neck and hit nerves.
Oh.
So it felt like I was getting electrocuted.
Stop.
I also pooped myself and threw up everywhere.
Oh, wait, like in the same fall.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Talk about being humbled.
Really humbling. And Greg had never seen me like that. I was like,
Bless it.
I was like, go away. Don't look at me right now. Like full bridesmaids. Like,
well,
don't
that's
look
how
at me.
you know you're with your soulmate when
And
they
he was
clean
like,
it all up and help you through it.
No, he literally put me in the shower and everything.
Bless. Oh my gosh.
But guys, like if you're getting an egg retrieval done, like I don't want you to think that's going to happen. That's so rare.
Right? Of course.
Most people are completely fine, chilling the next day.
I know. I will say I had never heard of that until your story, which I'm so sorry that you experienced that. But I know that's obviously not the norm.
That was my one bad piece of IVF. Other than that, I actually like kind of enjoyed the process, which sounds really weird.
Do you think it's because that
control?
Right. But also too, like you had to take a step back and just like take things slower?
Yes. Intuitive for you to say that, because I don't think I ever would have actually slowed down my life unless I was forced to.
Because they quite literally were like, you have to.
Well, I'm at the doctor's office every day getting blood work. I'm like injecting myself. I feel crazy. I'm like, I can't.
I know. I can only imagine. Okay, so fast forward, we're pregnant now.
Yeah, we're pregnant.
I'm like, we're pregnant
we're
together. No,
pregnant.
You're pregnant. I'm vicariously living through you. Sweet baby boy.
Yeah.
20 weeks.
Yeah.
So your last transformation was when you went through your weight loss journey.
Yeah.
This is the next transformation of your life.
I know.
So how are you doing and dealing with that, your body changing in a different way?
I actually didn't even anticipate that being hard because I was so desperate to be pregnant. I was like, I don't care if I gain weight, like whatever, it doesn't matter.
Part of it.
But I was like used to being someone that like I could see my abs and like I was lean most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then this was a few weeks ago. I went to New York, maybe a couple months ago, and I went to a public gym and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm, normally I work out at home.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm comfortable here. I know where everything is. Like I'm cool. I'm just pregnant, whatever. I go to the dumbbell rack and I looked in the mirror and I was like, that's not me. Like that literally is me in 2017 when I was trying to lose weight. Like it for me, I know I'm obviously logically, I know I'm pregnant.
Sure.
But I was at the beginning where I didn't have like an actual bump. I just sort of looked bloated.
And there is a stage where you're like, did she eat too many tacos or is she actually pregnant?
It's uncomfortable.
Right.
And you're like,
I felt that too.
Want everyone to know I'm pregnant. Like I swear I'm not just bloated or whatever. And for me, I didn't realize how triggering it would be because I felt like I was looking at the old me as if I like let myself go or I wasn't healthy and my mind is like racing. I got through my workout, thank God, but afterwards with Greg I was crying and I was like, I feel like the old me. This is so crazy. I never expected to feel this way. But it makes sense. Like if you go through a big weight loss journey and then you get pregnant and gain weight, it's confusing. Now I've done a lot of therapy and work and like embracing it. I think the more pregnant I look, the better I feel. Because I've been so excited to look pregnant for so long. But it took a minute, of figuring out what do I wear. It really is a crazy shift that it takes you aback.
It really is. And I will say, like, I went through a weight loss, nothing like yours, but I feel like there's still days of that like PTSD in a sense of what if, I do let myself go one day, or what if this happens or that happens? And I wonder what the next pregnancy will be like. I feel like that's human to have those thoughts, especially if you've been through such a big transformation like you yourself did. And I think there's so many other women, especially in that first trimester to second trimester where you really start seeing some body changes, especially the first time around. Like it can be a lot.
It's a lot. Your boobs, I mean.
Oh my gosh. Mine were ginormous.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
I've had small boobs my whole life and now they're ginormous.
And also too, like TMI, but we're going there, like the nipple changes.
I know.
Mine got so large. I was like, are these going to go back down?
Mine are itchy. Were yours itchy?
Yeah, because of like all the nerves and stuff. Like it's preparing for breastfeeding.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there like itching my boobs. I'm like, guys, I'm so sorry.
No, it's wild, but it's also fascinating like what our bodies do.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to touch on fitness and nutrition. Like what are you doing differently now if you are doing anything differently? Like what does your day-to-day look like as far as movement and eating while pregnant?
So at the beginning when I first got pregnant, the IVF clinic said, please don't work out. Like don't lift anything heavy. And
really?
Because they were too scared to let me do that.
Even though prior you were already doing that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
So that was hard. So I went, I think the first 6 weeks of my pregnancy not lifting. I just walked.
How'd you feel in those weeks?
I was just so concerned with keeping everything good that I didn't really care.
You're fine.
But by the time they said I could weight lift, I was ready. So I was so excited. At first I was nervous. I was like, okay, well, what movements can I do? What can't I do? And you can do a lot.
You can.
Yeah. I wasn't doing abs.
The core, I was just about to say, core exercises, I was always like,
it feels weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, those feel weird. But I was doing barbell squats and rows and bicep curls and all the things and lunges and honestly, it's been so nice to realize I can still work out and feel strong. So I probably weightlift like 4 times a week right now.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I know, and I feel lucky. I feel really good. That's the other thing I'd like to preface. Like my morning sickness was very mild. If I just ate a protein bar, it would pretty much go away. I was definitely really tired in the first trimester. But like I've had
no like morning sickness, like vomiting or anything. That's amazing.
Nothing. And I feel so blessed. And at first I was worried. I was like, oh my God, is he in there? Like,
yeah, because you're like, I thought I was supposed to have all these symptoms. I thought that too, because obviously having 2 boys, like we talked about this earlier, but I didn't have like any morning sickness or anything. I felt like nauseous at times, but I guess that's like a thing when you have boys.
I think it's the boys because a lot of people having girls are like bedridden, and I feel so bad. But I feel like I was lucky in that way. And I had some food aversions, like leftovers were not cool for me, like not chill.
I was going to ask you, what food aversions do you have? Are you like liking any specific foods?
At the beginning, I was obsessed with anything lemon.
Oh.
Anything citrus, like tangy mango, sorbet, like that kind of thing.
Fruity type stuff.
But in general, I was able to keep a pretty normal diet, like eggs and toast in the morning, my sourdough, protein smoothie, salad. Salads grossed me out for the first trimester. Now I like them again. But like leftovers in Tupperware, like no. I don't know why. I don't know why. Something in my brain is like, no.
Yeah.
But I feel lucky I've been able to still eat my like steak. Like I know some people get grossed out by meat. I feel pretty fine with it.
Are you taking any specific supplements right now?
I take a prenatal, the parallel prenatal. I take fish oil. I take magnesium. I take colostrum, bloom colostrum. I'm debating taking creatine. I don't know how I feel. We'll see.
We'll see.
I feel like I'm a little more lenient with myself. Like I'll have a bowl of cereal if I feel like it, or like a quesadilla sometimes. But I think like what I'm eating is important when I'm pregnant. You know, like I know some girls can only eat crackers and whatever you need to do to get through it. I'm like, I feel pretty good. So I want to eat things that are going to benefit his development and his brain. So I'm having fish eggs every now and again, which is pretty gross, actually. That's not fun.
The fish eggs?
Yeah.
How do you go about serving that? Like, do you season it?
On a cracker.
Okay.
Just a cracker. And I just like go for it. Like a spoonful.
Because that's like a very direct way to get all the omegas, I guess.
I know. No, apparently it's like even better than actually eating the fish. It's like a concentrated DHA. I learned that from Dr. Rhonda Patrick. Do you know who that is? She's amazing.
She really is. She's so cool. Great education out
She's
there.
just like glowing too. I'm like, whatever you're doing, I'm going to do.
We need to do the same. Give us your treatment. I will say, and I wrote this in the little card I wrote you, but being a mother is like the greatest gift and blessing. And what's amazing is you go into it being like, I'm going to become a mother. I'm going to be able to offer this to my child. But what I didn't realize is the effect it has on you. I've learned so much about myself the past 5 years of being a mother than I ever thought was possible. So like that's also a huge gift in of itself. For you, about to deliver this baby boy in the next several months, you've obviously established yourself in such an amazing way in the health and wellness industry. Like, what are you hoping as he develops and grows that he can absorb from you and the practices that you've implemented?
Whoa. I feel like we're very much going to grow together. And as you just said, I feel like there's a part of me that I don't even know about yet.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm really excited. I love what you said about leading by example. And I think Greg and I have a pretty, our workouts, for example, our routines, the way we talk and treat each other. I would hope that those things rub off on him. I also just hope he feels like really loved and taken care of and listened to. And that's really important to me. So I don't know. I hope he picks up on maybe some of our work ethic and habits in the household and healthy habits and also just how we treat other people. I think that's really important. But I think he's going to teach me a lot.
It is crazy how much they teach you about yourself. So
I feel like I have no idea what's going to happen.
Get in. It's a wild ride, but the most beautiful ride. It truly is.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is next for you personally? Obviously, a baby. but then also professionally?
Well, we obviously just launched Pursuit Network. We're expanding, we're growing. So exciting. We just launched Bloom Pop, which is our new prebiotic soda, which it's my favorite product.
Delicious. Shirley Temple, shout out to that flavor. So good.
That is the best flavor.
It's so good.
I mean, I feel bad having a favorite, but like that's
you have to though. It makes sense.
It's so good.
It's good.
I have it at dinner every night. It's like my little treat. Obsessed with that. So it's in Walmart right now, but it will be in all retailers, I think, in like a month.
That's so exciting.
Yeah, crazy.
Congratulations. That's great.
Thank you. And that's really it professionally. I'm trying to keep it like, you know,
simple right now
not
at this
too
time
much.
of life.
Yeah, because I tend to be like, let's add more. But
we're the same. I'm like, how much more can we like stress the day to day?
I can tell that you're like that just based on watching your content.
I'm gonna have to like lean on you for some tips and guidance on how to scale back, because I feel like I'm definitely at this crossroads where I'm like, I don't know if I can continue to do all of these aspects. But
you're crushing.
Well, thank you.
You're doing so well, and you're doing so many amazing things. And like, maybe this is your season of just, you know,
full force, all in.
Yeah, because I did that for a while.
Yeah,
and I think I'll do it again one day.
And to your point, it's like you hit a point, especially if you're intuitive with yourself, like what you are, where you can check in and be like, all right, is it time to slow down a little bit and focus?
Yeah.
Okay, something I like to ask a lot of my guests is around empowerment. So what does empowerment mean to you in this season of life you're currently in?
Ooh, so good. I also love the name of your show. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
Empowerment to me, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a self-protection mode right now, probably because of my hormones and I'm pregnant. But I think I'm, as you said, you are too, like a people pleaser. I'm very overly aware of how other people feel and managing other people's emotions. And I'm trying to challenge myself to prioritize my own emotions and kind of like celebrate and be really present and enjoy with where I'm at, because I've worked so hard to be here that I'm like, let me just be in my own life for right now and be really present and enjoy it. So I feel like being pregnant and lifting weights makes me feel really empowered and strong, and also like having my own boundaries and self-protection.
I love that. That's such a good answer.
Thanks.
I know. I feel like being present is everything, especially in pregnancy.
Yeah.
Like, it can be, the days can feel long, but you don't get it back, and it's a sweet, sweet time.
It is. It's so special.
Well, thank you for coming on. You're absolutely glowing. Like, everything you're doing is so inspirational. So cannot wait to keep up with you and hear more about the rest of your pregnancy, and then eventually see that sweet baby.
Thank you for having me.
Yay.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. It really helps us grow and bring you more great content. See you guys next week.